Hi there, my name's James. I co-author Trek Sumo with Jake, so we created the website and this channel together. So today I'm in Oxfordshire, which is where I live, and I'm on a place called Oakley Hill near a small town called Chinner. The reason I'm here is just to talk about the Garmin Fenix 6, which is the watch I am wearing. As you can see, anyone that can tell the different models from a distance can see this is just the basic model. So the Garmin Fenix 6, I've had this watch for about 6 or 7 months now. I've covered about 700 miles. The distances vary from about 5 kilometers up to 50 kilometers. Now, let me just clarify something. I'm not an ultra marathon runner, just sometimes I do big distances. Now, the irony here is that even though the bulk of what Jake and I write about is trekking and hiking, I haven't actually taken this watch on a trek or a hike yet. Beforehand, I was using a Vivo Active 3 HR Plus, which was an excellent watch, and I'll be reviewing that later. However, the plan is later this year to head down to the Antarctica and ski solo to the South Pole, and I'll be taking this with me. So let's get onto this watch. What do I like about it? What don't I like about it? And is there anything that really Garmin could do better or ditch? Okay, so the big things I like about this watch: activity tracking. Okay, like any decent watch, the Fenix 6 does a really good job of tracking activities, and I've found that generally the GPS is pretty accurate. The only time it has a little bit of a problem is maybe when you're running through woodland, like in the place I'm in now, and you've got overhead cover. So there's one particular place about, I don't know, 3 or 4 kilometers away from here, and it's a narrow lane, and there are trees overarching the lane. And when I run down this lane, the GPS tends to lose track of where I am, and also my pace settings start to jump all over the place. So where I might be doing ordinarily a 5-minute kilometre, it will jump up to 8 or 9 minutes because the tracking's just completely out. Don't know why. I have asked Garmin, but they haven't given me an answer yet. What else do I like about this watch? It's rugged. I mean, it's really rugged. I've had lots of watches over the years, quite a few Garmin's actually, and they've been quite easily damaged, some of them. So this one's taken quite a few knocks. Okay, I mean, I've banged it on rocks, on door handles, everything. And so far, touch wood, not a scratch. So it's a rugged watch. And what I also like about it is it has a really good feel about it. You know it's on your wrist. Some people complain it's too heavy. I like that. I like a big, chunky, heavy watch. I like to know it's there. Something else which I find quite useful is the mapping. Now, I've never been a great fan of mapping. Okay, I've always worked, before I bought smartwatches and GPSs, from a map and compass, and I always believe that a map and compass should be the first tool you use for any kind of navigation. However, when you don't have the ability to get to a map and compass easily, the mapping on this is great. In particular, the ability to set a route and then have the watch notify you at various stages where you need to turn, etc., etc. That's a really great function. Now, something else, talking about mapping, that I do find useful is the digital compass. Okay, so if you look at the screen now, you'll see the digital compass. I would never use it as a primary navigation device. However, when I know roughly a bearing I should be traveling along, especially when I'm hiking or on a major trek or expedition, I don't have to pull out my compass each time to check out. I can just use my watch. I can flip it up, check the bearing, and move on. And then there's the heart rate monitor. I've tested the heart rate monitor against a number of other watches, including a Coros Apex and my Vivo Smart HR Plus, and also just using the good old fingers on the throat method. And actually the Fenix 6 is incredibly accurate. Now, for some people this might not be important, but I'm 50 years old now, so a lot of my training is done within very specific heart ranges. So it's important for me to hit those and remain in them. So A, I get fitter faster, and B, I don't overload my heart and keel over. So yeah, the heart rate monitor is really important, and from what I found, from my own personal experience and the general information I found out on the web, it is very, very accurate. Great tool. Another really useful feature, can you hear the fox? Another really useful feature are the predefined activities. That fox is going crazy. If you look at the screen now, you can see a whole number of activities that you simply select and go. So these are, as we said, they're presets, out of the box, ready to go. Now, obviously, if you wanted to get a little bit more involved in your training, such as creating routes and tracking certain specific heart rates, then obviously you'd need to add to these. But as I said, as a base function, out of the box, good to go, fantastic. Okay, so they're the features I like. What don't I like about this watch? The first one is this: there's a training status in the watch, and what it does is it makes suggestions on the various types of training that you should do to maintain cardiovascular fitness based on your age, weight, etc., etc. I found that even though I use this watch regularly, the suggestions are less than optimal, and quite frequently they tell me that even though I know I've had a hard session, that session has been of minimum benefit. Don't quite understand why. If the watch is in some kind of learning mode, then it's taking a long time to learn about me. Not a great feature as far as I'm concerned. Another feature on the phone is the sleep tracking, and again, this is something for me that I'm kind of puzzled about at times. There's a theory that I've read, it's probably not a theory, it's probably science, but that says that the more deep sleep we get, the better we should feel the next day. Now, quite frequently, my watch will tell me I've had 1.5, 2 hours deep sleep, but the next day I feel like crap. However, sometimes the watch will tell me I've had 15 minutes deep sleep during the night. I feel amazing. Okay, so I'm puzzled. Garmin, help me out on this one. Have I got the science wrong, or is it just the sleep tracking is not very effective? To be honest, I've done quite a bit of research around this, rooted around the web, pulled out some research papers, and it's generally acknowledged that most watches aren't really that accurate when it comes to tracking your sleep. So my advice in this case, don't place too much faith in it. Another feature that maybe it's not a case of it not being great, it's just simply that I don't find any use for it, is the pulse oximeter. Now, I know some people get really excited about the amount of oxygen that's in their bloodstream. For me, I don't. As long as I can breathe and I'm still alive and I can run the distances I need to do without keeling over, I'm happy. If the pulse ox is useful and meaningful to you, then go ahead and use it. Personally, I can't see any use. There's also a music control feature on this watch. I don't use it. I'm quite happy to just put my phone in a holder on my arm, put my AirPods in and start running. Yeah, music control, great. Yeah, if you have one of the Fenixes which you can download music onto, then that's probably got a good use for most people. But however, I can't seem to find a use for the music control. Sorry, Garmin, 0 points on that one. Now we've got a bird joining us, so the fox has quietened down and there's a bird chirping in the background. So for those few niggles, generally, this is a fantastic watch. As I've said, I've had it for some time now, not as long as some people. You know, it was first launched in 2019 and there have been plenty of reviews since then. I was a bit of a latecomer to this, but as far as I'm concerned, it's a fantastic watch. There's a few functions that I don't use or I feel could probably be dropped, but apart from that, I love it and I can't wait to take it to the South Pole. Okay, I hope this was useful. It'd be great if you could subscribe to, losing my voice now, subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you'll be updated every time a new video goes live. So thanks for listening. Hope this has been helpful and see you again soon.